Well, hello there, my lovelies. Welcome to the Opie-Verse. Welcome to 2022. What will the year bring? Who the fuck knows? Let's worry about that as the year goes. But it is my pleasure to see you all here once again. Can see a lot of noisy people in the chat. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I like to keep you waiting. I like to keep you anticipating. I like to keep you hanging on. And it seems to have worked. So welcome, that's me. Why am I saying hello to me? But hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Opie-Verse stream of 2022. Sorry for the general grievous impression. I don't know what's happened. My throat is really dry. I had a milkshake earlier on, a Five Guys milkshake. Maybe that's took the moisture out of my throat, but I'm well hydrated here. We'll see how it goes. But listen, let's not muck around. We've wasted 5 minutes doing nothing anyway already. Let's just kind of do that bit of housekeeping as we usually do. Most important thing is just, this is not a specific warning about anything to expect other than, we're here for a reason. We're here to have a little bit more of a kind of talking in more adult and mature context sometimes that can result in the odd swear word coming out left, right, and centre. It could just mean that we talk about somewhat mature things. At the same time, we might be very immature because we've done that as well. So it's just to be aware that this is not what you would typically expect from TikTok, because TikTok don't like us talking about more mature things. But there you go. I'll flag this one up as well, because obviously we're in the midst of the Book of Boba Fett season. So, and our guest tonight is like not a Boba Fett fan. He's the Boba Fett fan. So it's very likely we'll talk about it in some context. When we do, I'll flag this up. If you don't want to be part of that conversation, just mute the screen whilst this is on. I'll turn it off as soon as we stop talking about it and we go from there. Most important thing is, though, have fun. Please participate, because this is your stream as much as ours, as it is mine and as our guests. So feel free to kind of communicate, and we will try and bring your questions and conversations into the topic as much as we can as well. Hey, James. Hey, Spawn. Hey, Paul. Hey, William. Hey, Stevie. Happy New Year. Happy New Opie-Verse. Is this a new room? Yes, it is, James. I've moved from that room into this room. We've got the posters back. We've got them in a new format. It's an exciting time. It's almost like I'm a real deal. But you're not here to talk about my room. We're not here to talk about all that. We're here to acknowledge our guest, and I would say this one is somewhat long overdue. When I set up the Opie-Verse, can you believe, back in August, which was planned for my June, July, this was somebody who was on my list, but he's such a nice guy. It's just so easy to just kind of like, yeah, we'll get him on. We'll get him on. But now we've done it. So I introduce to you the one, the only, Mr. Coolguydom. Good evening, good afternoon, good sir. You're on mute. Great start, Dom. No, still on mute. No. Oh, that's it. No. I swear we didn't have this problem like 4 minutes ago in the lobby. No, still on mute. Oh, you're actually on mute on the screen now.
Hello?
Speak. Yes.
Now you can hear me.
Now I can hear you.
It's working fine. Okay. Hello. Hi, everybody. It's me, Dom. What's going on?
Good afternoon, Dom. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Good. And I think you're going to be the last person I see this to, because we're on that realms of now, like, move on. But Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What an amazing start of the year.
Well, having you here, starting the year off with the Opie-Verse with you, is it?
Thank you. It's an honor. It's an honor. I wish I would have come on sooner, but I got so busy. I remember you asking me in August. I was like, because when I asked you to get on again, it was like, it hasn't been that long. And then I scroll on the DMs. I was like, oh, it was in August? I feel horrible. But
yeah, it feels like the last kind of 3 months, 4 months of the year, just absolute, yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like it still feels like October. It's quite peculiar. It's weird. It did go like really quick. Like now there's like new Star Wars sets and new Lego sets and all that jazz. I don't get it.
Star Wars shows as well.
That
for
too.
sure.
New Star Wars
Yeah.
shows. Book of Boba Fett. So good.
Like it felt like we waited a hell of a eternity
It did.
from that post-credit scene of Mando
Mhm,
season
mhm.
2.
I remember when it was like there was a Boba Fett movie in the works, and then it got confirmed that it wasn't gonna happen, and I was just like, oh my gosh! And now it's finally here. Now we're getting Boba Fett, his own standalone series. This is amazing. I'm so happy. I love it. It's so good.
What a time to be alive! What a time to be alive!
Exactly.
We'll get to that though. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
Tell
we'll
me
get to
about
that
your
later.
Christmas. How was your Christmas and New Year?
My Christmas was good. Me and my parents, we went down to Virginia to visit Colonial Williamsburg, very historical place. We went to Thomas Jefferson's estate, Monticello, so that was really cool. We got a tour of his house, and overall, it was a new change of scenery. The weather was amazing at the time. It wasn't that cold. I ended up going to like this small theme park called Busch Gardens. Most of the attractions were closed due to weather, but it's still a lot of fun, and it was nice to get away from the local chaos.
Nice. And I know some might say oddly, you received a hell of a Christmas present.
Yeah,
aunt and uncle, right?
yeah.
Not
My
like
aunt and uncle bought me a big Lego set, the UCS Millennium Falcon. Totally
Nice.
like out of left field. They just came to visit one day. I look in the trunk. Whoa! Hey, Maticus Bricks. But no, it was pretty bonkers. It was crazy. I was freaking out. It still doesn't feel like I have the set because I haven't opened it yet. I still need a place to put it, which I'm still trying to figure out what to do with that. I think I just need to build a shelf for it and just put it on there.
What, like a shelf on the wall? Or...
I'm thinking I want to get one of those display because I'm not going to be able to have it like flush, else like flat on the on a shelf. I think I need to either get a display stand that would have it on an angle so it doesn't take up that much space, or what I've seen some people do, they take fishing line around the Technic frame inside, and then they hang it like a picture on their wall.
Right,
which is cool, but at the same time, I don't know if I trust that entirely. Like, apparently it works fairly well. There's a YouTuber named Duck Bricks. He has a huge collection. He has both UCS Falcons hung like that. Like, one is on top of the other, being hung like a portraits. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that would give me absolute anxiety. So Maticus asks Zane how he displays his. I know this. So Zane has the off-branded Lego display stand, which is basically off-brand Lego Technic that you buy on Amazon. I think it was paid about $20 for it. But I think it clips. It's designed to physically clip into the Falcon, so it almost becomes one piece and one set. You've gone on mute again, Dom. There you go. Are you back?
Hello?
You're back.
I think it was just a better headset.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It's all right. But yeah, so that's certainly an option for like $20, I believe.
I've seen a company called Wicked Bricks, and they make these really cool acrylic displays. And I need to get in the cahoots with them and ask them, "Yo, what's up? Let me see what you got."
So you can't really see it very well, but the three helmets.
You have a case for them, right?
Yeah. So they're Wicked Brick.
Okay.
My 20th anniversary Slave 1 is on a Wicked Brick stand, and my Razor Crest is on a Wicked Brick stand as well.
You really like Wicked Brick. That's very nice.
I do. So
awesome.
They have a similar. So they're officially recognized by Lego now. Lego, they're cool. An official affiliate, which is good because then you know it's a decent product.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
But they do their own VIP point scheme. So the more you buy of them, points you earn. But they do a referral thing. So if like I sent you a code and you purchase, I get like 250 points, which is worth about a couple of quid. So yeah, they're a good company.
That's very
But-
cool.
But my UCS Falcon turns up tomorrow, and I already have my light kit for it. So this was a gift for my wife. And then the other gift she got me was the Wicked Brick stand for it. So
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's awesome.
yeah. So thank you. So that's the last part I need, and I won't start building it till I have everything.
That's kind of like where I'm at. Like I want to have a shelf. I want to have a display stand. So once it's built, I don't have it just moving back and forth around my room for weeks on end, losing pieces, collecting dust. It's gonna collect dust no matter what. But you get what I mean. That sort of deal.
Indeed. But yeah, so your aunt and uncle, do they not have children or?
No, they have dogs. They have dogs. Right. So okay. Me and my brother, we get spoiled every once in a while. With the last couple of years, it's just been busy, and they haven't had time to visit us for many Christmases or get us anything. So this was like a huge Christmas, birthday combined gift for years to come.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. Absolutely.
Appreciate
absolutely.
It.
I mean,
yeah. Good stuff. But
just got to get that AT-AT now.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because I think the AT-AT will be around for some time.
Mm-hmm. I'm not in a rush to get that. I mean, there's more sets that are closer to retirement than that just came out. Star Destroyer. That it's cool. It's cool, but at the same time, I like to have like interior with my stuff. I like it to be in like minifigure scale. It's a great set. I've heard it's a pain in the butt to build.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to build. And
it does come with its own stand, though.
It does come with its own stand, and that is very cool. It's a huge improvement from the original UCS Star Destroyer, but it's just I think I'm gonna pass on it. I think I'm just gonna pass on it.
Would you not like buy it? Keep it. Just keep it sealed, because obviously space is always an issue. But just keep it sealed for a little while, because I think it's one of those that we would all live to regret 3 or 4 years down the line when we decide we want it, and the value is then, like, say for you,
$2,000.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll probably get up to that. I think a sealed original UCS Star Destroyer is probably well over $2,000, but that was at a time where UCS sets were very limited. I mean, they didn't make a lot because back then Lego didn't have a lot of faith in like the 18 plus people buying sets for $200+. So it wasn't. The older UCS sets are very rare.
Yeah, the UCS Falcon being the prime example. What's interesting is, and I was thinking about this the other day, would both the Falcon and the Star Destroyer, would they have been long retired now if it hadn't been for COVID? Because COVID obviously brought a lot of people back into Lego. Like, would they have?
That's a great question. I do think because so many people got back into Lego, I think that totally has some sort of effect on like them not retiring it as soon as they normally would retire a UCS set. Wow, that's a great question. It's a great question. But yeah, totally. I think them retiring it around peak of the pandemic, that would have probably been like really bad on their part, because now almost a lot of people have the UCS Falcon, because a lot of people are now into Lego Star Wars and collecting now.
Yeah. The amount of people that have even gone full circle, that they've bought it and then trying to sell it. And I think I can understand, but if I did that, I'd recognize that it's not worth selling it yet. Just keep it for another year. Bite the bullet on it. You've bought it for a reason. Put it in the loft, put it in the garage, come back to it in a couple of years, and even like if you bag it up correctly, it will still be worth more than what you'd get for it now. So, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I love that Star Destroyer. I always wanted the Star Destroyer first, but I think the Falcon is slowly being retired.
It is. Europe. I think it should be retiring around this time, from what I've heard and from what rumors, and it's been out for a long time. And now that the $800 AT-AT is out, I feel like that's taking its place. Yeah. As that flagship Lego Star Wars set. So there's that. So it would be, because for Lego to produce like 3 huge Lego Star Wars sets at the same time, the Falcon, AT-AT, Star Destroyer, is it possible? We don't know. It seems very hard for them to do because they're always out of stock. So maybe if they weren't juggling 3 huge UCS sets, they can get more of 2 out rather than 3.
Yeah, very true. And I think there's probably the Star Destroyer probably doesn't sell that much, but that'll work in their favor because it's great to have on shelves, it's great to have on the website, but they know it's not a problem from a demand perspective. But then they know they can just really focus on the AT-AT.
Yeah.
I would agree. I wouldn't be surprised if, say, by May the 4th, you get a bit of a reshuffle in sets then. Would that seek to retire? I guess we'll find out, but not my problem anymore. And the good thing is, Dom, I don't know if this happened in the States, but here they hiked a load of prices come the 1st of January. So we had a big shuffle around in prices. The Star Destroyer actually went down in price, but the Falcon went up in price and is now the same.
I remember you talking about that somewhere. And I was like, that's a bit shocking. Like, inflation happens over a course of years, not a month. So
I suppose they've never, at the minute, inflation is kind of here anyway, is like, because we've just got so many factors on us at the minute with COVID and Brexit and all that. But so like things are going up pretty quick in price, but I think it's just they haven't changed prices. And obviously, as we've said, the Falcon has been around for so long, it probably does cost them a little bit more than it did back then and all that. So it's probably for the final hurrah as well, knowing that it's only going to be there
big push before it's off the shelf forever.
Before they put that retiring soon badge on. As soon as they put that in, everybody's
it's going to go crazy because like once this thing retires, it's probably going to double in price immediately. That's typically how a lot of like big Lego Star Wars sets are.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. I'm not sure if it's in the budget, but I'm curious to like just get a UCS A-wing and just hold on to it, because I feel like for a long time, we had the B-wing, the X-wing, the Y-wing, and then there was like a little petition called Complete the Fleet where people just wanted Lego to finally make a UCS A-wing, and then they did. And then I'm not sure, who knows when we'll get another UCS A-wing, if we ever get a UCS A-wing, because they have redone the X-wing, the Y-wing. They haven't redone the B-wing though. From my knowledge, they have not redone the B-wing. So that's interesting.
It could happen. And funnily enough, the A-wing, I think, was similar to the Tantive. I don't think anybody really liked the Tantive. And then it retired. And then all of a sudden, everybody wanted the Tantive.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the same with the A-wing. Because the A-wing, so too. I mean, it retired, didn't it, on December 31st, January 1st?
I think it did.
I think it has gone. But it was so underwhelming. I think you could probably pick it up from some third-party retailers, still retail.
Yeah,
maybe
probably.
Even discounted. So, but yeah, it's a good shout. I've got mine's up there, and I'm in no rush to build it. But yeah, it's
one of them sets are like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Exactly. And it's that thing I'll probably end up never building it just because for that exactly.
I mean, like a really cool set comes out, like this is way cooler than the A-wing. I'm just gonna sell the A-wing that I intended to build. It could work out like that. I've had sets where I've done that before. So yeah, I am like curious. I know we just got the UCS AT-AT, but I am thinking, what's the next UCS set? What is there to do?
So there are two versions of that question. So what is the next UCS set, which it looks like it's going to be Luke's Landspeeder.
I forgot about that. Ew.
See, I love it. But I hope they just kind of be done with it. That's it. Done. And then let's never make one again. But then what's the next $800, £700?
I'm really hoping for a Venator, because I'll buy a Venator. A Star Destroyer? Nah, but Venator? Because we've only had one Venator Lego set besides like really small builds or polybags. We need a UCS Venator. I was really hoping the AT-AT would, because when the set number dropped and the price dropped, I was like, okay, it's either going to be a Venator or a new Death Star 2. But then there was the AT-AT, which I was okay with because I love the AT-AT. It's one of my most favorite vehicles of all time. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie. But my fingers crossed for Venator, that or an updated Death Star or something, because I know they try to do that every now and then.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, they've just retired the Death Star 2, which I think was officially a UCS, but it was more, I think by today's standards, was more Master Builder series.
Yeah.
I think, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know for sure, but just because of how much Lego Star Wars love Tatooine, they love Tatooine stuff. I think an $800, £700 Sandcrawler could be on there.
That would be interesting.
So
that is something I would buy.
I have the 2014 Sandcrawler UCS, but it's not really UCS. And there's I always forget the name of it, but there's
Brick Vault.
Is it that Brick Vault, the big one?
Mm-hmm. Brick Vault has actually they constructed and made a minifigure scale, an actual true UCS Sandcrawler, and it is huge. It's the size of like a bicycle, a small bicycle, but it's still huge. And I think there's a certain like point where I don't think Lego will ever make a true UCS Sandcrawler, and if they do, it'd probably be like mainly built out of like plates. I don't think there'd be much interior.
Yeah, that's what that thing is. Yeah,
a Sandcrawler, they're huge. They're just stupidly huge for no reason.
It would probably be the same size if you go and scale as the AT-AT, but there's but obviously the AT-AT has a lot of nothing between the legs.
It's just 4 legs. You know.
Yeah, this thing is just sheer volume,
bulky mass. It's just a huge brown square on treads.
It's beautiful though.
It is very cool. It is very cool, and I would love that so much, but I don't. It would be so expensive if they made it into a Lego set. I think it would be more than $800.
Maybe. Yeah. But I think putting my Lego hat on and how they think, I think they would love to do that. But,
me too. Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know. I don't know if they'd love to do that.
Well, this is the other thing.
They tend not to like giving Star Wars fans what they want. Not to sound like a broken record, but
well, I feel like I'm probably in the minority of somebody who would want. I don't think that the community really wants an $800
UCS
£700 UCS Sandcrawler again. But we also didn't really want a $300 Luke's land speeder.
No, we did not. I think they're at a point where I think they'll make anything what they want, and with how Star Wars fans are, there's always going to be a group that will buy it because it's Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, 100%. It's we'll see though. Like as you say, there's no second guessing them. You know, the blister packs. The blister packs came out of absolutely nowhere, and everybody's like,
those were very surprising. I was very shocked and surprised that they're even a thing, because for the longest time, Lego would just not give us anything minifigure standalone related. Like, we haven't had a minifig polybag in years.
Yeah.
Just a tragedy. And now all of a sudden we get these figure packs, which haven't been released in the USA. Sad face. But at the same time, they also increased the price for the battle packs. You're essentially paying like $5 a figure, which at this point, I know a lot of people are somewhat upset with it. It was understandable when old minifigures didn't have leg printing and the printing wasn't as detailed as it is now. Same, Aiden, same. I think like back then, for example, like the original battle packs, the printing was very minuscule. They weren't super detailed. They didn't have leg printing. Now with these new figures, like these new snowtroopers are fantastic. The detail on them is amazing. And I'm somewhat okay with them being $20 now. It only makes sense. I mean, that with inflation, it was bound to happen. And it's not like we're getting figures with like no leg printing. If they had no leg printing, then I'd be a little upset because I don't know, he's a little upcharged. And give it 2-3 months, they'll be on sale for like $16 at Walmart.
Yeah.
All $20 sets do that at one point. And I think the Snowtrooper Battle Pack is pretty good. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, it probably wouldn't be as popular if it wasn't for the AT-AT, but that's why it's there. And
Yeah.
The AT-AT being minifig scale and having all those empty
40 seats. They got to fill them in somehow.
Yeah, well,
$20
exactly.
battle packs.
What I do like, though, is I'm actually really liking the Rebel Trooper Blister Pack, because then you get the army build side of it, you get the the diorama side of it if you want that.
I do wish the accessory packs were more available, because they're kind of just Lego store exclusives, and for people like me that their closest Lego store is an hour and a half from my house, and the buy limit typically is like 3 on Lego.com, and with these blister packs, they're very sought after because they're Star Wars blister packs. I kind of wish they would pop up in Targets and Walmarts and Barnes and Nobles and everywhere.
I mean, they'd be the sort of thing, though, that you would never see them on shelves, though, would they? In those, like, I've got no experience of Target, Walmart, and all that, other than through all of you guys vlogging when you go there, and you always go to the Lego aisle, and the Lego aisle in these stores is
the past year, the Lego, well, I want to say the past 6 months, the Lego stores have been pretty ransacked. But if they were in these other stores, it wouldn't just be limited to Lego stores and Lego.com. There would be a bigger chance of getting more, because you can't just if I wanted to order 3, I'd have to use my address and then my debit card, and if I wanted any more, you have to use your friend's address in a different payment plan. So I've already talked to like 3 of my buddies, like, hey, if you get a Lego package, just give me a call. So it's
for me.
No, it's for me. So, but I am excited for future accessory packs to come. I hope they do more. I feel like it'd be a no-brainer if they do or not.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that there should always be something on the shelves. With a slight overlap, same as battle packs. Just let's always have something out there. And then there's always something for someone. But I agree as well. Just kind of let the dust settle. You're always going to get that day one surge. The people are going to go mad. Probably by, again, the time we get to around May, focus starts to shift elsewhere. Probably from a battle pack perspective, people are getting the Death Trooper battle packs, if that's what it's on the Dark Trooper. Well, it looks like it will be, and it makes sense, because then the question is like, what we know is they don't like to make a single mold for a single figure
and then just use it once. That's just kind of a waste, because they want to get their money's worth out of it, and putting them in battle packs is perfect. They did the exact same thing with the Death Troopers from Rogue One.
Yeah. So, it makes sense, but just ride it out, see what happens.
See what happens. I do feel bad for the people that have spent like $40-$50 on Dark Troopers on like Bricklink and eBay, and now they're making a battle pack. Like, that's gotta hurt. Thankfully, I have not fell to victim of that.
No.
Almost did.
My light cruiser is, I think it's that one, but that's still sealed because it's just so big. It's still sealed. Like,
mine is hanging off the shelf. It's pretty big. Thankfully, the weight is in the back, but it does look like it's about to just nosedive down. If there's ever an earthquake in Pennsylvania, then I probably would.
Good point. I was going to bring this up with you, but this is like, let's just dispel a myth for a second, because a lot of people think you're from Florida because you spend so much time in Florida at the Disney store.
I do. So a little like TikToker video trick is that I'll just make a bunch of random videos and then post them throughout. So it's like one less video I have to make.
Yeah.
I'll just put them in my drafts. I'll save in them. But I don't live in Florida. I just go there once, twice a year to visit Disney and visit some family. And that's about it. But while I'm there, I try to get the most footage content I can while I'm there because they're cool videos. They're easy. They're short. They're entertaining from my experience. And they're also fun to make. I do get some every now and then. I'll get some looks in the Lego store from random people. Like, what are you doing? I'm making a TikTok. Leave me alone. But yeah, if a little hack, if you can make content out of every Lego trip you go to, it's a less stress, less of a burden on making content.
They always do well too. People love
Yeah.
to see the Lego store.
They're fun. I like
yeah,
them.
They are indeed. Any plan? You must. I mean, it feels like it's been a while since you've been, Dom. Are you expecting to go again soon?
We were supposed to go in February, but the waters are kind of tough right now. It's not set in stone. I'd like to, but we'll just have to see. We'll see what happens. It is a month away, but I have other things that are interfering with that. And no, are you picking up the boutique hotel? Not right now. Probably not till like next year, because I'm pretty much caught up on all the modulars except for the police station. So I'll probably get that. I want to get the daily. It's tricky because like the Daily Bugle and then the police station, I'm kind of like battling over. Like, okay, which one do I want to get first? If I'm the Daily Bugle, like I can live without the police station. If I missed out on that and that retires. I was somewhat disappointed when it first got revealed, and even with this boutique hotel, it's cool, but I just don't like the angle that it's on because it kind of limits you a little bit on where you can put it. You know, it's not like because it has that weird gap that will just show the side of a building. So if you're like, for example, if you put it up against, I don't know, the town hall, you'll just have a huge orange backdrop, and it's just, I don't know. I'm not sure if I like it. The rest of it looks good, but just the way they put the angle, it's unique. I get that, but it seems a bit much. Seems a bit extra.
Does your city exist within your shelves?
Yes, it's not good, but you can see I have 4 modular buildings here. And then I couldn't put any more, so my corner garage is actually behind Swag Yoda. Ideally, one day, if I ever get the chance, I'd like to have a table, and that's where I'd put my Lego City. But until then, I don't know.
So you used to have a city though, didn't you? Because I know you did a lot of content around.
Yeah, I had a small desk, and then I had like. It was just like 2 buildings. It was just 2 buildings that could fit on that small desk. And then I surrounded that in road plates. So it would give the impression that it looked like a city. It was a pretty neat little setup. But then I got that shelf a few months back, the big one. And then that small desk got to go and I just chucked it. But I kind of do miss it every now and then. I like to have a city because I like making content with cities. And, it seems to do very well because it's very... Like if you're scrolling on the For You page, you see, oh, that's a really cool Lego city. It works. It gets it's very eye catching.
No, it does. And I would say there's probably only a handful that I ever really come across on TikTok. Preston Bill's probably the most impressive of them all.
He has a really good one. I think he has all the modular buildings. And then some.
He's just living life, isn't he?
He's great.
But yeah, I think it's pretty cool in that regards. Other than the Falcon, do you have anything yet to open and build, or are you fully caught up?
Funny you say that. Recently, so I'm a big guy when it comes to completing sets. This is only recently, but I want to say the last 6 months, I didn't start caring about boxes and original instructions up until like 6 months ago, and it's only with very few. Some I can live without, some I can't. But I had the opportunity of trading some sets and some money to essentially get the exact same set with the original box instructions. And one of them was this X-wing.
Is that the 2012?
No, this is the 2006. So this is before they started doing the pupils and the eyes.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Does that have potential to have smooth hair layer?
No, I already checked. I even asked the seller or the guy I was trading with, and no, it's you can kind of see it there. It's got the braids. It's got the braids. Sadly, I'll get that figure one day. I will get that figure one day. It is one I do want, just because I think it's very interesting. The fact that they went on so long with making a mold that was just messed up and did not work. And then the next one, you can kind of see something's missing in my collection. Can you? It's kind of hard to see because it's dark, but can you notice anything that's just like missing that just isn't there anymore?
The problem is I can see so much. So that's, I can see Vader's castle. Is that the UCS Slave 1 that's next to it?
Mm-hmm.
Then if you've got the light cruiser, is that Yoda?
Mm-hmm. That's Swag Yoda.
Yeah. After that, I could see AT-ATs.
The lighting's not that good.
And then, anybody got any idea what it might be?
Does anyone have an idea of what's missing?
Is there I can see the hyperdrive ring. That's the thing. You have so much.
I do have a lot. I do cram my shelves. I really do. I try to get the best I can. Like
it's none of the Slave 1s, is it? Because that's underneath Vader's. Oh, is it? Which one? It's not Django's Slave 1, is it? Oh.
I finally got an original box of instructions. So I was like, you know what? I collect Slave 1s, and it's getting pretty serious to the point where I now have a poly bag, a foil bag. Screw it. We're going to go head into it. And I have the black box variation. There is a different variation of this box, and I fully intend to get it. And it's the only thing that's different is you can see it with the this X-Wing. Mustafar is present underneath Darth Vader's. Hold on, try it. Underneath Darth Vader's head.
Yeah.
And this box, there is a variation that has that, but this one doesn't. So,
okay.
Yeah. This is I got this set very recently. But when I first got it, it was like one of the first sets that I got getting back into Lego, and I'm very happy to have it again. I didn't have it for like a whole week. It killed me. So yeah, there's that. So those are right now all that I have. Well, I do actually have more to build. Hold on a second.
Slave Falcon UCS. He's just going to start whipping like seal. Oh, what we got?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I've been getting like boxes, instructions. I'm collecting older stuff, but 2006 A-Wing.
Okay, nice.
Box instructions, and this one I got for my birthday. I just haven't had time to build it. The original V-Wing, the original box instructions. They're all pre-owned. They're not sealed. There you go. They're open.
You're becoming like a real business end collector now, aren't you? You're not like collecting for fun anymore. This is like
kind of
have your eyes on stuff now.
Yeah, like if I see something with original box instructions, I'm like, yo, let's work something out. Let's how can I get this into my collection? What do you want? And I just think there's a few reasons. One, I'm trying to collect the first 100 Lego Star Wars minifigures, and then after that, we'll see if I want to collect the next 100, the next, I guess, 200. And then with Lego Star Wars getting as big and as popular as it is, Lego has completely just blown up over the past few years, past year and a half, I want to say. It's getting really hard to find these sets with original box instructions, and I'm a completionist. I love just going back in time to see like the differences and the art styles with these boxes and what they were doing then compared to now. I find it really fascinating. I just love it.
So I know he's here. Jedi bricks, pay attention. This is why we keep boxes. We don't shred boxes. We don't recycle boxes.
What?
Have you never seen that before?
No.
Oh,
I figured he'd clear. I keep all my boxes as
Oh.
as if it's like a $10 Minecraft set, I'll chuck
Mhm.
it. But anything Star Wars related, I'm gonna keep that box. I'll flatten it. Behind this bookshelf is like 30 boxes. I'm not even joking you. It's really bad, and it's at a point where if I add any more, I'm afraid it's gonna start tipping and just crush me one
I think
day.
I can actually just see.
You can kind of see
like,
that
just
it's
something there,
yeah. There's a box right there. What is that? That's a Ninjago set. But yeah, it's I keep all the boxes because it helps with the value. I mean, one day if I do want to, for whatever reason, I want to sell these off. This helps the value. This is also
Mhm.
more appealing too because it seems more complete. And you know, if 9 times out of 10, if they kept the box instructions, they kept the set in good condition. That's from what I've experienced. Like these parts, I looked them over. There are no scratches, no scuffs, barely any dust on them. Typically, they're from a collector, and that's one thing I always ask people when I buy their sets: did you play with it? Did you collect it? Why are you getting rid of it? Is it cursed? All that jazz.
Yeah, I totally get it. And I've gone through a bit of a mission, probably the back end of last year, trying to snap up some boxes for some of my older sets. I managed to get the seal barge for the 2013 one, which was good.
Nice.
So yeah, I totally get the value, and I also flat pack my boxes, but there are some that I don't flat pack because for that reason. But yeah, it's Jedi Bricks. There is a video probably from about last summer where he tagged me in it, and he literally just went outside. I can't remember what set it was. I think it was like the R2, like the buildable R2. Just walked out, threw it in the recycling in like a chipper thing. Like, what's going on?
Why? That's like it's from a $200 set. That's a madman. I gotta talk to him. I'll be like, yo, yeah, keep your boxes, hoarder them.
Indeed.
I don't want to hear the excuse. Oh, they take up so much room. Yes, you flatten them down, you put it behind the shelf, and you call it a day, and then you thank yourself later in the future. That's all there is to it. No excuse.
Man speaks sense.
It's for facts. Nothing more. Nothing less.
It is indeed. What have you got your eye on this year then?
In like more modern stuff, because in terms of
Anything?
it's just kind of what pops up on my feed. Like I use a lot of Facebook Marketplace and Mercari, and I do have some local guys that I know. So whatever pops up on the market, if it's a good fair price and if it's in good condition, I want it. But in terms of newer sets, ideally, I like to get, like I mentioned earlier, either Police Station or the Daily Bugle. Probably more so the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
Of course, the AT-AT, but I probably won't get that till next year, honestly.
You can rest. I feel like we can rest comfortably because
Yeah.
if the Falcon and the Star Destroyer showed us anything,
That's one thing I was stressing last year was like, am I gonna be able to like? My fear was that I'll finally have enough for the Falcon, and then once I get enough to actually get it, it retires. It's a story I've heard way too many times, sadly, with other collectors, and thankfully, my aunt and uncle, the massive legends that they are, they came in clutch. They came in clutch, and I got it.
Fair player. Shout out to aunt and uncle Cool Guy.
Sorry, I got a weird text. And that definitely like took a weight off my shoulders. I was like, okay, I don't have to worry about the Falcon. The Star Destroyer, meh, in my opinion.
I do still think though, get it.
Yeah.
And then even if you don't want it, you can sell it.
Sell it off. Yeah, or trade it.
But yeah.
It's definitely it's going to be a good investment. I mean, you can't go wrong with, buying like a Star Wars set and just put it away for 5 years.
If you can afford the space to put it, that's
the thing. It always comes down to space. It's not if I can afford it. Do I have the space to put it? That's what it comes down to.
It's easier to earn more money than it is to make space.
That's wow.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt.
Put that on a t-shirt. There you go. Hey. That's awesome.
Yeah, but the problem is as well, we're in a bit of a golden era of Lego Star Wars. Like they've clicked on that.
Oh my god, it is so good. These sets are amazing. They're fun to build. They hold up. I have very few issues with any of them. I think, I mean, you're not going to get something detailed or as accurate as any mocks, but in terms of like sets and in terms of like as it being a collectible toy, they're very playable. They look great. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is the Boba Fett starship. I just think it's too small.
It was a weird set for me.
It's weird scale. I mean, the Boba Fett should have should have a darker green jetpack and helmet. I hope they fix that in the future. I really hope they do.
The
and
question
even though
is, when and what will we get from the Book of Boba Fett? Like, we, as Lego collectors, you watch the episodes and you enjoy them, but you also watch them thinking, that could be a Lego set. Could that be a Lego set?
That could be a really cool Lego set.
But
that could be a polybag, you know. I hope we get maybe. I would. A rumor that I've heard is it's even in the chat. Boba's palace. That would be amazing. That'd be fantastic.
Well, I feel like that's all but confirmed, isn't it? Like £100 or what, $100, $120, $130 that would be. Around 700 pieces, I think. But the question is do they, because of the controversy of Jabba's palace?
I was just about to get into that. Yeah. Well, will they do it?
But, well, it's not so much will they. It's like, will they do it as a full-on building, or do they just do it as a bit like, yeah, exactly that? And or do they? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Do they do? I feel like it would be more of an interior.
I recently watched a video that's a bit more in depth about that like controversy, and a lot of people like think that Lego pulled it. They didn't actually pull it. It was just conveniently around the time it was supposed to retire, so it wasn't pulled. It just retired around that time.
But the controversy made it so popular.
It did, and I didn't know that up until like
shelves. Yeah,
a year ago. I don't know. I want to say. I don't think they'll do like a Boba's throne room. I think we'll probably get I think we will get the building and maybe a tower. I think we'll get like a Bacta tank scene because that's been heavily seen in the episodes. I don't think we'll see a Rancor pit unless they get a Rancor in the upcoming episodes. Who knows?
Well, the rumor, I mean, early on, the rumor was that it was going to be a buildable Rancor rather than which is very much in line with the way they've gone. But, but you know, you never really know what you get until you get it. So we'll see. I'm interested.
I'd be down for that because I saw on Instagram some dude made a really good like Rancor mock. It was amazing. It was like way better than the actual figure. I love the figure. It's great. I don't have it personally, but I have seen it. It's great. Probably the biggest flaw is that it's fingies. His little fingies break off really easy. They're like $17 a piece. It's crazy. Yes,
yeah, they do break off really easy. And then obviously because they are exclusive to that fig,
there's nowhere. The only figure that has it is the Lego Batman movie Killer Croc, and those are in olive green. So unless you want your Rancor to have green fingers, he's eating asparagus or whatever. I don't know.
I'd rather him fingerless. At least he's battle damage.
Yeah, battle damage. He got caught in the door.
But a lot of people seeing the trade. So I'm guessing you're up to date with Book of Boba Fett.
I am. Yes, I watched the most recent episode for like the second time last night. It was really
so a lot of people are seeing the train scene, but it would feel as a Lego set. I feel like it would feel very close to the Solo one. And would they do that? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could do it.
That would be awesome. That would be a great set. I feel like because with the Solo set, there was only like the head of the train and then there was one car behind it, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I feel like doesn't feel like much. I feel like it'd have to be at least the train and then the two cars. I feel like that would be good. And it doesn't have to be because there were no interior scenes besides the conductor.
Yeah.
So the train cars don't have to be that big. So I'm thinking if they keep it maybe 6 studs wide for the cars and then maybe 8 for the train, I think that'd be a great set. And they keep it around, I don't know, maybe around $100. It would be a little expensive. I could see it having like a lot of minifigures and maybe a couple speeder side builds. But
it's a great way of bringing the Tuscans in, because the alternative is another Tuscan camp. But we pretty much had that, and it was a bit underwhelming.
Yeah.
But it's a great way of bringing the Tuscans in. And we could actually get our very first Pike figs as well.
Well, we got, wasn't there one in the Solo Falcon?
Yes, there was. You're right.
But that's the only one. We need more. We need more.
So
come on, Lego, get on it.
Get on it. On those, do you ever read the comic books at all?
Not really. I don't have time to read comic books. I used to when I was younger, but then I got a job and I started making TikTok videos.
So I was speaking to Matt Mellish, just we call him Matt, we're all friends. And
Mr. Mellish.
Mr. Mellish. And he flagged something, and I'd read this comic book, but it was a while back, and he reminded me, but because I've always wondered why our Tuscans in Book of Boba Fett were black. But the story is that it's not confirmed for those guys, but there is a story from very early in kind of Vader's life as Vader. He goes to Jabba's palace to negotiate like trade routes and everything. But just to kind of, because he's on Tatooine to ease his anxiety, he just goes and slays a load of Tusken Raiders in like the most Vader thing ever. It's totally canon. But there are Tuscans who survive who watch him and kind of then worship him as a god. So the black is that they change their robes to do that. Now, I don't know if that's true of our Tusken Raiders, but when they're bringing more stuff in from the comic books, I was like, I totally forgot about that. And Matt like flagged it to me and sent me the picture. I was like, that would be unreal if we get
that. Would be pretty cool. That'd be unreal. That would be wow. That's a deep cut. That is a deep cut. That I didn't know that. That's actually really cool. I could see the Tusken Raiders doing that.
I just need that answer in now. Like now that question has been raised, but
and then I keep forgetting his name. But there was the black Wookiee, Black
Chrysanthemum.
Black Chrysanthemum. Yeah, I really hope we do get a figure of that guy. Like I don't want them to reuse a Chewbacca mold or the other Wookiee mold I can't remember the name of, but I want a new scraggly looking Wookiee mold. Because I think that'd be such a cool figure. Because he looks great in the show. He is built different.
Well, the good thing is as well, he could turn up in Kenobi. So then there is.
I saw that. I saw a video on on the character, and the guy mentioned that he does fight Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's how he got his scar. So the mold, thinking like Lego logic, they get that opportunity to deliver that fig a couple of times over. So
yeah, that'd be really
do
cool.
it.
Do it, Lego. Come on, give us what we want. Get on it, Lego. We'll buy it.
As a big Boba Fett simp, how are you enjoying the series so far?
I love it. It's so good. I love it so much. I'm glad we're getting the flashbacks. I know I've heard a lot of people, they say they don't like the flashbacks. I like the flashbacks because it's Boba Fett. All I want is Boba Fett. That's it. I feel like the only thing like that felt out of character was the Bantha part. Never in a million years I would have thought Boba would have like a sense, because it feels like a joke. It feels like a sense of humor. That's only what it was, but that's only what it felt like to me personally. I think it was an awesome scene, but it does feel a little bit out of character. And then we definitely do see that like Boba isn't a crime lord, or isn't a crime lord yet, because of how he acts and how he behaves. And he hasn't built that reputation up yet. Absolutely,
fully agree. And the question is, will he ever be? Will he get there? And he's the whole "I'll rule through respect." And can you do that as a crime lord? Like it remains to be seen. But I'm loving it. And I totally get the point, because I usually don't like flashbacks. But what I like with the flashbacks is how they're integrated into the story, so that they're acknowledged that there are dreams that he has in the Bacta tank, so that he can come out of the Bacta tank and talk about them. Like that's there, but I don't. At the same time, I don't think that there's a lot left to answer. Probably finding Fennec, seeing Mando, kind of his version of what happened there.
And finding Slave One again, because by this point, where did he park it? Okay,
He's definitely
is
got
it
tickets.
impounded?
Yeah,
He's got so many tickets. It's ridiculous. And then also, it's probably we won't find out, but it appears in a Battlefront 2 map in the sequel trilogy era. So that's always a question I've always wanted to know, was like, how did the Resistance get a hold of Slave One? Like, why do they have it in a base?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in a sequel trilogy map in Battlefront 2 with a bunch of like
the multiplayer campaign.
On the multiplayer.
Huh.
It's kind of, you have to look for it. I mean, it's because when you're in battle, you're not going to be looking for a Slave One, but it is in there. It is in there. It's covered up a little bit, but if you look at like, oh, there's a Slave One, and then you get killed by Kylo Ren. But yeah.
Oh, so Maz's Palace.
Yeah, that Maz's Palace. Thank you, Panda Guy.
I'll have to look. I never knew that.
I know, it's crazy. I remember seeing it for the first time. I was like, huh, that's cool. Where's Boba Fett?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? It's like, what's going to happen? We don't know. With the Razor Crest gone, does Mando take Slave One?
Nah, I doubt it. But at the same time, maybe Boba's like, hey man, sorry your ship got kablooied.
Well, no, I'm thinking, does Boba die? So,
no.
Because I can't see it being more than a one series thing.
Yeah, I can't. Boba, he can't live forever. So if he does die in the series, just do it cool, make it right, make him go out in a blaze of glory. I mean, it's one thing I'm kind of like trying to prepare myself for. I could see it happen, but because do we need a season 2 Book of Boba Fett? It depends on how the rest of the episodes turn out. We'll see.
The only thing would be, I don't think we'll get a season 2, but it's whether they want to pull him back into season 3 of Mando. I think if they do that, he's gone. Like then he's gone in there. But I don't know, the Razor Crest going, I just thought like that could be it. Like that could be the handover and all of that. I'd love to see the paint job that Mando does to Slave One.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. But
that would be cool.
I guess we'll see.
I think I would be surprised if we don't see Boba heading. It depends on where he is with the tribe, because he definitely feels like he's like together with the tribe, but I can only imagine he has bigger aspirations and like goals to get away from the tribe. One of my other theories is that like somehow he loses the tribe, or they get completely obliterated by the Pikes, something along that, and then he just becomes a nomad in the desert, and then that's where he sees Mando, and then after that then he goes try to find Slave One. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Because the other point is, the Tuskens that Mando works with aren't his Tuskens. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But we can second guess this all we like.
Yeah.
Who do you think or hope might turn up though? Because Max Rebo is back.
That was cool. Love seeing that. That was awesome.
That costume, by the way, is terrible.
Yeah, it is not. But looking back at like the original.
No, I would take the 83 costume over that.
Understandable.
Do you know when people buy those inflatable dinosaur costumes?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. It just looked like a little. His fan went out. He starts to deflate. That'd be funny. That'd be pretty cool. But I know it would probably never happen, but it would be interesting to see Captain Rex and have the actor play Captain Rex along with Boba Fett at the same time. Because Captain Rex would also be really old at this point. I mean, I can't remember if it was confirmed that he died in the Battle of Endor,
No.
Okay.
They just confirmed that he was at the Battle of Endor, but he is not Nick Sand.
Okay. So that leaves like, where are the clones? Where are the other clones? Are there any other clones? Will we see more clones? Who knows?
This is the good thing, isn't it? Like with where we're at in the timeline, because I think Tamura Morrison has signed on for a couple of series, but it doesn't mean he's signed on for a couple of series of Boba Fett.
Boba Fett,
What it means is he could be in the Ahsoka series because Captain Rex was a big part of that. So like
that's exciting. That's cool.
He could just bounce around, like
being
different characters,
different clones.
Kenobi, Cody.
Oh, Cody, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Bosk,
Stevie. This is Bosk. Bosk would be cool. I could see.
Bosk was on the sail barge, and you would think if Max Rebo can get off the sail barge,
Bosk could definitely get off the sail barge. He would definitely just Trandoshan lizard moves, jump, do a front flip, land it, and dip. Yeah, Bosk would totally survive that because it wasn't like an immediate explosion.
No.
I mean, they I think I mean, stuff was hitting the fan. I'm sure people were like, oh, we probably should dip. We probably should get off the sail barge. The lights are off. Jabba just got choked by Leia. Let's dip. I can see that happening.
Exactly. I mean, you think like Bosk didn't even try and fight anyone.
Yeah, he saw the shit hitting the fan. He was like, "I'm out. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm dipping."
Look at the time.
Look at the time. All right, time to go. William wants to see Cad Bane. I don't.
I think if they get it right, it'd be unbelievable.
Oh my god, it'd be so good. But with him appearing in the Bad Batch, I'm not sure if they want to do that because I feel like that'd be kind of redundant. But I would love to see because there's the deleted scene with Cad Bane and Boba Fett where he shoots the helmet. That's how he gets the ding in it. I would love to see that be played out in live action, or at least make it like mentioned or have it in a flashback or something.
Yeah, exactly. Flashback is a good.
That'd be so good because it's such a cool like piece of like Star Wars lore and history. It's like because for the longest time, Cad Bane was the most feared bounty hunter, and then eventually goes to Boba. What happened there? What happened between there? What happened? Why did Boba become the most feared bounty hunter? What happened to Cad Bane? So many questions, so little answers.
Well, it could well be that Cad Bane is dead, like in our timeline, in the original trilogy timeline, but it's not confirmed. And the flashbacks absolutely is a way of confirming that. So I definitely personally would love to see that.
Me too.
But it would be so tough to capture Cad Bane's essence because he's such a dominating character.
He is.
But if they get it right, it would be awesome.
It'd be so good. It'd be so good. I think they could pull it off. It's Disney.
Would you like to see Omega?
Omega.
Omega.
I'm not sure what her role would be in Book of Boba Fett, but I mean, that's interesting.
Your long lost sister.
Your long lost sister, because I guess they are somewhat. They have somewhat of a connection. I don't know. I'd like to see it. I guess that'd be pretty cool, but
I feel like it's too soon.
That and this is the Book of Boba Fett, not the Book of Omega. I mean, this story is from what we have been told and what we've been given. It's about Boba making a new life for himself as a crime lord. So far, that's not going that well for him, but we'll see in the next episode.
We will. It's It pains me when they do these weekly releases, and I just I want to see more.
Just give us the whole season, man.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's that the hype with that stuff. The hype is there, then it goes pretty quick because everyone just binge watches it over a weekend, and then it's like, oh. So I understand from like a business point, and then it also like we have time between episodes to talk about the episode. And we have, I think, time to like dissolve it and just really talk about it. And go
exactly that. Because I think when you get that block release, you're almost like waiting for the next episode. So you just want to get in the next episode. So it's you're not taking everything in. So, and I think we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, but I think that would have worked with the Bad Batch because I think there was a lot of stuff that in the Bad Batch you could have happily skipped over, but and you wouldn't have focused on those negative points rather than having that week for everybody to rant about
Really,
how bad that week episode was.
Yeah, Bad Batch, that was a special case. Overall, what are your thoughts on the Bad Batch?
So I think there were some really important points in it. I feel like the one thing that I keep coming back to is the first series of the Clone Wars wasn't brilliant. The first series of Rebels wasn't brilliant. Judge it where it ends, not where it starts. So give it that. Now, what I would say is it had a leg up from the Clone Wars because it's essentially the 8th series or the spin-off series of that. So it should have had a bit more momentum. It also has a very similar dynamic to the group as Rebels. And what Rebels does really well is it peels people off, puts them over here, and allows you to develop characters and relationships. Whereas what they did in the Bad Batch was they just focused on Hunter, Omega, and Wrecker, and then a bit of Crosshair over here.
And then we didn't really get to see much of Tech or Echo. And
exactly.
I mean, they went through so much to save Echo, and then we're like, okay, he's just a background character now. Who cares about him? We care about him. Come on, Disney. Come on, Star Wars.
But it's so important. I genuinely believe, I thought going into that last episode, one of those two, if not both of them, were going to die.
Yeah.
Just because
there's just nothing to do with them. But at the same time, I feel like they mean to be bigger characters, but they haven't shown us that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, we signed up for a couple of series. I think it could have been when we got to the Ryloth arc. That was brilliant.
Then I like that. That was good.
But we had that one episode between the Ryloth arc and then the kind of the final run, which was where Sid's diner got taken over, and then they had to go and kind of take it back for her. And I thought that we didn't need that episode.
We didn't need that. That sucked. I did not like that episode. Not many people did. There's a few cool moments, but at the same time, like, what's the purpose? How does this affect the plot, the main story?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's just
4 or 5, like episode 4 or 5, that would have worked. But at that point in the series, I think it lost. But again, I think if it had been a full season drop, I think people would have been like, we wouldn't even talk about that episode. But it always remembers. I remember sat watching it and thinking, why the hell am I watching this? Like, why is this now? Yeah.
Boring.
But, it is what it is. But yeah, maybe drop it down to like 12 episodes. I suppose if you can make really good episodes, it's fine. But they didn't need as many episodes as they had. But as I say, Rebels and Clone Wars kind of suffered the same thing. The first series of those are the kind of the least favorite. So let's see kind of how the others progress, how this progresses. Do we know how many more series we're going to get?
I actually don't know. I don't have a clue. I think Ahsoka, Kenobi, Bad Batch Season 2, Mando Season 3.
Yeah.
And then that, from my knowledge, that's it. What else is there? Disney Plus Day didn't give us a lot.
No. Oh, Andor. So are we getting Andor?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if we're getting it this year or next year. I think next year.
Well, again, as you see, they didn't tell us a lot.
Yeah, they didn't give us much for Star Wars. Marvel got everything. I mean, they did so much for Marvel, but Star Wars.
I think soon, if not very soon, is the like the shareholders meeting where they do the showcase for that, and I think more tends to come out of that. So we'll hold our breath and we'll see what we get. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing. Did you watch Visions?
I didn't finish it.
No?
It's cool. Some episodes are cool. I think my favorite one is the Duel, the first one.
Yeah.
And then the one with the Padawan and the ancient Sith old dude.
Yeah, the Elder.
The Elder.
That was a good one.
Those two were my favorite. Everything else, meh. It's a cool concept. It's a cool idea. It's just, I mean, when you make a series where you just give the IP of Star Wars to studios, and just say do whatever you want with Star Wars, you kind of like you lose the essence of what Star Wars is, because if they're not familiar with Star Wars and the ideas behind it, it kind of doesn't feel like Star Wars. Some of the episodes are just not. It's just, what is this? Is this? It's not Star Wars. It's Star Wars.
A Jedi droid and stuff.
That's not possible. That's just, that doesn't know what the heck. That's just like, that's cool, but it's like, okay, they took Astro Boy and made him a Jedi. Awesome, good for you.
I think there was another one, the 7th or the 9th Jedi. That one was really good as well.
That was a good one as well.
Yeah, I think that was potentially my favorite one. Now the kind of the dust has settled, but I'm all game, like all up for these like little experiments. It's then like, what does it lead to? Do they then give one of those or a couple of those studios the opportunity to make a full series and tell a story? Because that's the other thing. You didn't really get a chance to tell a story. We'll see what happens. But it was fun. As I say, they were so different. It was almost like you couldn't compare one episode to the next.
Yeah,
they're just so different.
They're very different, and they're very different from normal Star Wars media, more normal Star Wars content. And I get that was kind of like their goal, but at the same time, it's just like, meh. I mean, I didn't watch the last, I think, 2 episodes because at that point I was just like, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep.
I don't blame it.
I already watched like the 3 best episodes from it, and I was like, okay, whatever.
I suppose that's a good thing for me and us in the UK is these things launch 8 o'clock in the morning, so we can just put them on and they can be on in the background. Something catches your attention, you're like, oh, I might want to watch that back and go from there. But
for us, it's the weirdest time. It's like 3 in the morning.
It's
like, do I want to stay up late and watch the final episode of Hawkeye? Sure. Am I going to regret it immediately the next day? Absolutely.
This is the life that we live, though, Dom.
This is the reality we're in. This is the timeline.
Do you know something we haven't touched on, by the way, is the kind of this, like what we do?
This.
It's like you have, so just a quick recap, like over 250,000 on TikTok with over 9 million likes. You just about hit 5K on Instagram, and you're approaching your first 1,000 subs on YouTube as well. So first and foremost, massive bravo on all of those achievements, because I think you were like the 3rd person I followed who I still follow on TikTok. So like you're like the first Lego TikToker that I followed.
Oh my God, that's an honor. Thank you.
Like Matt was probably the first person I saw, but it took me a long time to hit follow on Matt because I just got the Matt dance quite often.
Same. I followed him before the Matt dance, and just his content just didn't get me at first until I got to know him a little bit.
Exactly. And exactly that. Like once you get Matt and like his content all makes sense, but I think at the same time he's really leveled up in that sense. But you have had an amazing 2021 in that respect.
Yeah, 2021 was a great year. It was an amazing year, and I feel like I definitely found myself, but I'm still finding myself in terms of like content creating. Like I feel like I know what's gonna do well at this point.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna abuse that, because at the end of the day, I just like making content to make content. If it does well or not, whatever. Am I gonna make a boring video? No, but at the same time, if it flops, whatever. I just like making Lego related content.
And that really comes through, and quite often see it to people, like you just have to have fun with it, right? But the difficulty sometimes is when you feel unmotivated, and you touched on this earlier, kind of flooding your drafts with a load of content that you can tap into later really helps with that. But you just kind of been a bit of a runaway train, like you just relentlessly kind of posting and always got that,
I always
engagement as well.
If I find a good audio or a funny idea, I'll save it somewhere and I'll just tweak it to make it Lego related or put my own spin on it, and I'll just make a video of it just because why not? It's funny.
Now, interestingly, a question that was kind of raised quite a bit, probably before Christmas, as we were going into like before the advent calendars and all that, because that was fun, wasn't it?
It was fun. Oh my God, so much fun. Oh my God, wow. Everyone just I I knew I was going to make an advent calendar, but I wasn't just going to make advent calendar content, unlike
Yeah.
some other people, which I'm not going to mention. I'm not going to mention anybody. I don't want to get in trouble. But I always try to post a couple videos throughout the day, typically 4 or 5, because I have nothing better to do on my Mondays or Sundays besides make content. It's also I like doing it. It's a different change of pace, but besides my normal work week. And I just make what else? I'm just make content. Just make content.
So when you look kind of, this is a time of reflection and planning and all of that. When you look forward, do you now start to think, how do I make the most of this? Like, what am I going to do with this platform that I've built for myself? Because you have built a hell of a platform. Or do you just think, just keep going, just keep doing what I'm doing, keep enjoying it, and it'll all kind of come together?
My biggest goal, like my biggest New Year's resolution, is to start making more content on YouTube and start growing my YouTube, and then get to a point where I can feel comfortable and apply to land. Because I think it would be really cool to be in the Lego Ambassador Network and get sent free Lego sets to review and just criticize the crap out of them. Because I don't hold back when I criticize things. If someone sends me something to review, I'm gonna give it full force. But be respectful at the same time. So yeah, I definitely want to like polish my content on TikTok and be more choosy with it. Probably post less, but definitely get into because one of my biggest inspirations is Epic Bricks, and one thing he would say is quantity perfects quality. So the more it's essentially just another thing of saying practice makes perfect. Yeah. And it's taken me a long time to get that practice, but I like experimenting, making all sorts of type of different related content to see what works, what I like making, and all that jazz. And it just comes down to, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know.
And I totally agree with that. And just from my own experience as well, like last year I took my foot off the pedal on TikTok because I wanted to grow my Instagram, which I did. I really set my sights on hitting 10K, which I've done.
Congratulations, by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you. And then I was like, right, okay, now I can use Instagram to really signpost my YouTube and do that, which I've done. And we're on like pushing 1,500 subs, which is brilliant. But it's like, when you then get into YouTube, that like it's not just minutes anymore. It's not 15 minutes to make a video.
It's hours. It's a definitely a huge different change of pace when compared to making a 15-minute, a 15-second TikTok video compared to a 10-minute YouTube video that you need to put like 3 hours into. You got to film it, which takes forever. Editing takes forever compared to TikTok. I think TikTok is way too easy to make videos. It's way too easy. Like I made like 3 today in less than an hour, just because it's so quick and easy. I kind of wish YouTube was almost like that, but at the same time, that's not what it is. YouTube's different.
But you would look at someone like M&R, like he probably just got such a rhythm now that he can record and knock out a YouTube video within an hour. So
that comes back to practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
The more you do it, the better you get at it. And I think I just need to practice on YouTube making videos.
And with that though, what I would say, definitely give it a go. Just kind of give yourself, it's not about the first video, it's not about the second. Just kind of create a bit of a schedule and say, right, okay, for the next 3 months, this is my schedule and I'm going to get stuff out. But also be expectant that TikTok, but you're in such a good position with TikTok now that you can stop doing 3 posts a day. You can even stop doing 2. You can just maintain like 1 post a day, maybe do a couple of extra on days that you've got that extra time, and dedicate that extra time to YouTube. But yeah, it's quite the leap, and it's something that I'm sitting here now thinking, like, what gives? Like, what gives?
It's like, damn, like you also, like, with YouTube, the algorithm is so different compared to TikTok. Like, it's so hard to grow YouTube compared to TikTok. Like, on YouTube, it would to get to the point of followers compared to subscribers that I have now, it'd probably take me like forever. Take me years.
Yeah.
Where TikTok, it's just, you know, the viralness of it is drastically different compared to YouTube, because YouTube feels like it doesn't give smaller creators necessarily the chance.
No,
like, you're not gonna, unless you're well over, like, a well-established channel and you already have a huge following, you're not gonna pop up on people's recommended.
No.
And I think that's where, like, you kind of need TikTok and Instagram to grow your YouTube.
Yeah.
Or because the organic growth on YouTube is as good as, you know, planting roses in a desert. You know, it's you're lucky if you get a sprout going.
What's interesting though is, and it's a bit of a double-edged sword, but this is where shorts are your friend. So just everything you're making on, and you realistically, I'm sure with shorts, you only need to be posting once a day. Anything more than that, it doesn't like. So once a day, get your TikTok onto shorts, and then go from there. But what then happens, what seems to be the case, and now I've built up a massive amount of my following and my subscribers here through shorts.
Okay.
But it's then getting them to watch your longer content or tune in, you know, and there are people who will follow you just for your shorts. So it's tough. Like, it's you think it's a very different dynamic and very different space to Instagram and TikTok.
The way I look at it is that, I mean, the TikTok is for the funny goofs and gas in the TikTok videos. The Instagram is more for posting, you know, some reels here and there, which I've slowly been doing. And then I was doing YouTube shorts for a little bit, but at the same time, it got to a point where it just felt like my TikTok re-uploads, and that was because I just wasn't posting enough original, like, review content. Like, I plan on reviewing all these vintage sets because I think they're cool, and I think enough people have asked me to and want to hear my thoughts and opinions on them. So there are people that are, you know, that are willing to do that and watch those videos. It's just a matter of, like, doing them, and that's the one thing that, like, tomorrow I plan on filming a review for that the old pirate set that I got wherever I put it, because people thought it was cool on TikTok. So,
do you know, you've hit the nail on the head. It's time. Just time is so hard to come by. But what I would say as well is, and I've said this to a couple of people, especially with people as a collection as in depth and as diverse as yours, do not underestimate the dark side. Do not underestimate the power or the value of a picture. So with Instagram, like a picture of a set with a captioned review and just like bullet points. People love a bullet point because they can just skip through bullet points. But don't underestimate that as an ability to grow your Instagram as well. And again, it all starts tying in, and especially if you do a full review on it, if you can tie that in and say, look, if you want to see the full review,
go to my YouTube. That's a great idea, actually. That's a great idea. It's better than, I think that sounds better than just making a TikTok video like, hey, I made a review on this Lego set. Go to my YouTube, hit the link in bio. I mean, that feels horrible.
Well, what you would do is you would just do a short. So for TikTok,
it would just be a small review, and then if you want to see a more in-depth review, go to my YouTube channel. And I've thought about doing that, and I might have done that, but
what people love on TikTok is they love a list. So you say, here are my top 3 favorite things about this set. And then, if you want to see the full review, it's up on my YouTube right now.
That's a good idea. I might have to take that. That's a good idea.
I took it from Mr. Mellish. So he described to me, because I've asked him, he's got like 8,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Like, why are you not making more YouTube? Like, you seem to have that foundation to really launch yourself. And he's like, well, no, like, TikTok remains to be my focal point, because ultimately that will be my shop window. That will be where I advertise everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And pulls people across, and like that makes sense. So when I'm thinking about the year I had last year and taking that leap, what I've done is I've spread myself across, and I've got a good foundation across each, but I'm not dominating in any particular like platform. So I don't really have a shop window. So it's then, okay, do I need to spend this year really building up that shop window, as like Matt has done, as you've done last year as well, and as others have done, and then that really then launches you in. And you get, 1,400 subscribers becomes 5,000 subscribers, and then that's where it becomes a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
So,
don't have to worry about too much about the other stuff.
But you seem in a really good position to do that, because the good thing about TikTok, it's so easy to go live. So your shop window becomes, I'm editing a YouTube video. People come into the live and like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? You editing a video? How do you do that? What do you do? Yeah,
and then it's going live. So yeah, but do not underestimate the value of those shorts, because they will, even if you might have quite a small active following, you might only have 50 people or 100 people who actively view your videos. You've got a bigger following. So when the monetization is looked at, you've got kind of followers in the bank, because you need at least 1,000 followers. The tough one realistically is the 4,000 watched hours,
which apparently is somewhat new.
I think they bumped it from 1,000 to 4,000 early last year or 2020.
A lot. That just seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's tough.
I can imagine. Have you hit it yet?
No, I haven't even done 1,000 yet.
Shit! Wow.
And the problem is as well, it's in a 12-month rolling period.
Oh, shoot!
So you start losing, and now I'm not at that point yet. But from February, I dropped my first. So your shorts don't count as well. So if you included shorts, I'd be well past it.
Yeah.
But yeah, with they don't include shorts. But my first ever YouTube video was in February last year, and it did all right. It did quite well. So that's at a point now where that's going to start getting
dropped off. Damn
it. But do I just sit there and go, well, it is what it is, and
move on and keep making content? Yeah, I mean, it's better than moping around and be like, oh, I lost all that time. Like, yeah, just keep at it. That's all you really can do.
What's are you paying? Is this you buying followers and buying?
Videos. I do not do that. Okay, I don't know this man. I've never met this man in my entire life.
He does offer some good advice here, though. So when you create a YouTube video, you can splice it, but actually, since they've introduced shorts, they give you the opportunity to make a short from the YouTube video as well. So I've never done it yet. I don't know how good the interface is, because that's the other thing. TikTok definitely has the best interface.
Oh my God, it's so easy to use. Children can do it. It's crazy.
Well, this is the thing. So when we talk about, like, is the Lego TikTok community dying and all of that, and a lot of it is because I think what makes the community so good is the fact that anybody can actively feel part of it. And that comes down to how easy it is to pick up your phone, point it at some Lego, talk over the top of it, and
put a little caption, some hashtags, call it a day, post it, boom.
Yeah. And I think that's the difference with TikTok, is everybody feels that they're part of the community. They're not just a viewer.
It's more acceptable. It's more accessible.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
There's not like a skill gap that you need to know how to like edit YouTube videos compared to like YouTube.
Do you have a view on that though? Because it was a bit of a talking point at the back end of last year around the state of Lego TikTok and the future of Lego
TikTok. I kind of do. I think it's like waiting out the week, It's like, it's kind of just like you're either here for a fun time or a long time sort of deal. Like, I don't know how else to word it, but I mean, it's understandable because it's another thing with it being so accessible is that you'll get people making content. They'll blow up a little bit and then they'll die off because they don't have any more ideas. It takes a somewhat determination and to really want to be a part of the Lego TikTok community, to really put your foot in the door and get in there, and stay in there and be active. And I think people they take it too seriously, and then they forget why they're doing it in the first place, and that could be a reason why they get out of it. And I think that's just a shame. I think it comes down to, what does it come down to? It comes down to I don't know. I'm having trouble with words. I can't speak today. I do get like people were saying it's a bit too childish, but at the same time, at the end, I mean, this set is it is rated 6 to 12. Lego is somewhat of a childish thing, so it's hard to like get into that adult content. And if you look at like other platforms like YouTube and Instagram, you don't really see a lot of people in the Lego community over in those Lego communities making like adult oriented content. It just comes down to I don't know.
I do get what you're saying. I agree with a lot of it.
I'm having trouble getting them into words, getting my thoughts into words.
I feel like, because of the pandemic, it just went like that.
It blew up.
It
just blew up, and then
From
everyone,
nothing as well.
including me, you know what I mean? That's how I got bored. I was like, hey, I'll get my old Lego out, and then I started getting some sets. I was like, hey, let's make a TikTok or whatever, and then a year later, here I am.
So it never really had. We don't really still know what the normal levels of Lego TikTok is. It's still finding its way, and I agree with that. But I feel like as well, we just need to ride that, as you said there. We just need to kind of let it settle down, see where it is. And this year will be like important in that. As many people got back into Lego as they probably did get onto TikTok as well at the same time. Now it then comes down to who you've been able to even if they've moved away from Lego again because the world's getting back to normal or creating a new normal, they've got rid of their Lego. They've kind of they've
gotten out of it. They don't have any more time for. They got to get back to their real jobs and their families and all that.
They might have time for you, and they might have time for me, and that's the difference. I think that's where we as creators just need to recognize that and almost make our content a little bit more real worldy, especially and it's a blend, isn't it? And with you doing 3 videos a day really helps with that, because then you can do like your fun skitty video, which is
like a minifigure comparison or a review or a duet or a stitch or just a funny sound or all that jazz. And I think that's where I really like the versatile of my content. I like to try to offer a little bit of something different to everybody.
Yeah. And that's what I miss from my content. Like that when I decided to take that step away and kind of try and build everything up at once, that's what was like the Lego stock market stuff, like the what prices are going up. Like I love doing all that. And I look back and I think, why did I stop doing that? But,
you could definitely take that and expand upon it in like terms of like a YouTube video, especially now that a bunch of sets retired and new sets are coming out. So I mean, there's that going for you. And then I will admit, I do miss those videos too. I like those videos.
Well, there you go. I'm going to bring them back. So
yay!
I'm going to start it. This one's for you, Dom. This one's for you.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
But yeah, I think it's that thing where, a big learning curve for me is like, who am I making content for? I loved making those videos for me. I love the engagement. I love that people bought into them. Whereas trying to make YouTube videos, like it's difficult. Like what I love about TikTok is there is a limit. It was like you have to try and get as much precise, clear information as you can in realistically within 60 seconds. Because 3-minute videos don't tend to do.
They don't perform. They don't do. No one's gonna sit there for 3-minute videos when most videos that do well are like 7 seconds long.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing with like I feel like TikTok. Just the TikTok in entirety. It also comes back to Vine. It has definitely affected people's attention span, including mine. Like I struggle to sit down and watch a 10-minute YouTube video unless it's got to be really if there's a dull moment, I might click off. And that's just like that's kind of the same way it is with TikTok. I mean, if you don't grab their attention in the first 2 milliseconds, pretty much they're scrolling, and that sucks. Or if you don't, sometimes you got to take a Lego motor and shove it up your Grogu's ass and have the head spinning. And
That was brilliant.
thank you.
Brilliant,
I like the moment I got that mode, I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing with this.
Fantastic. I was just like, what the hell?
And it shows that it proves, because both those videos that I did on it, they performed very well.
They did. It's a really good point though, because like someone has their phone like this, their attention span is a lot shorter than when their phone's like this. It's such a weird concept, but
so weird.
It is what it is.
Sure
what I would say though, a great opportunity for you if you want to do your and when the time comes to help really build your YouTube audience is to do the live builds for your Falcon, because it's
that's where I plan on doing them. Like I don't like, I feel like with TikTok, with it being the massive set that it is, I feel like I won't be able to actually like get to my phone in time in case something weird happens.
Yeah.
And I feel like with going live on YouTube, there's more control and a different level of respect, because you know, you could just be scrolling on the For You page and then there I am on a live, and then it could just be, you know, it kind of like almost filters out those people you don't want in your lives. Like I like, if you want to come to my live, you'll feel free to come, but as long as you're being respectful and not a meanie to other people, then you're good. I mean,
no, I agree. And I think if you want it, you can do a bit of this. You know, again, Matt did that brilliant with the Cantina last year. So it just offers a bit more kind of structure, an opportunity to do so. But it's going to be a good year for you, Dom. I'm sure.
I think so. Yeah, this is a new year, same me, but better.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Put that on a t-shirt. But yeah, with this year, I just plan on I want to at least do a YouTube review of a set once a week, try to get that out, and then maybe something else. Because I have a lot of sets to review. I have almost an infinite amount of, not infinite, but a huge supply of sets that I could definitely review. And with my collection going more towards vintage stuff, it's hard to find high quality reviews of like a 2005 viewing, because the reviews that were made on this were made probably back in like 2006 or 7. So to tap into that market of like, here's Lockup Lagoon from 1991. When was the last time someone reviewed a set that old? I feel like just offers something different.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to tap into.
The biggest challenge is not so much the content, but then it's to get people to watch, and it's the thumbnail, it's the title, it's all of that. Like I just haven't figured all that out. But
me neither. I'm slowly experimenting with it, but at the same time, I don't like to be the, like, you know, the I just gotta use your Falcon, whoa, and like yellow big text and be like all those hyped YouTubers. I don't like that, because that doesn't feel like authentic.
No.
I think I try to be the most authentic as I can. I don't like to play a part unless it's, you know, if I have like a huge bunch of battle packs, and that's something else. That's just me playing a character. But in terms of just like YouTube is such a different environment. It almost forces you to change, and I don't like that. And I'm gonna try not to change. I probably won't.
So the interesting thing is, right, is like TikTok changed so much last year.
It did.
You think of like all the features you had. Like I seem to be the only person that I know who has the subscribe feature. So people can sub to my TikTok now. They can pay $4.99. I can't even access their funds. I don't know how to do it. So it's like Twitch.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I'm the only person that I know that's got it. Like even like I've started randomly scrolling through lives to try and find other people, and I have not found one other person with it. So, but then I've set up like people get a badge. So when they come in the live, they get it. You can even switch on sub-only chat. So
just like Twitch, excuse me.
Yeah, exactly that. Because I've got the video game option as well. So do you know, just before you go live, it gives you the option of using your device camera or
an external camera, like a webcam.
Well, so can you see on the bottom there? It says,
I do see, yeah, I do see that.
So then if I scroll there, it says mobile gaming.
What?
and then it gives me the option. It basically allows me to share it'll share whatever's on my device.
Oh.
So if I'm playing a game on my phone, which I don't do that, but if I do that, then it allows me to turn my phone landscape, and it goes that way. Now I've never used it, but
That's
again,
interesting.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, people have got the ability to sub to me and all of that, but yeah, it's weird scheme. But I do think, where is TikTok going to be next year, like this time next year? And again, listening to Mr. Mellish, do we continue to ride it and really build our platform here in the hope that we've really established ourselves when the big stuff really comes?
Who knows? I think, I feel like in terms of like, when you're on TikTok, what it seems to me, unless you have a stupid, ridiculous amount of followings and you have that blue check mark, people aren't going to take you seriously. I recommend subbing. You get dope.
So Joe's sub one is one of my few subs. Yes,
that's cool.
So he just spams because he has it. He spams my live chat with all of the emotes because he can, and nobody else can.
Understandable. I get that. I feel that. I probably would do the same thing too. But back. Oh crap! What was I saying?
You're saying about being blue ticked and verified.
Yeah. Like in terms of like, I know they have the TikTok creator marketplace, which I haven't really done much of. But in terms of like professionality and like being taken seriously, it feels like if you have a huge following on TikTok and just TikTok and not like Instagram or YouTube, it's just, you know, it's too easy for someone to just like make a random video and then they get like 200,000 followers because they have one video pop off of them, like of their dog dancing. I mean, it's just and companies will see that and they need it's like they need more proof, which is understandable. And that's where I think growing other content pages is really helpful in the grand scheme of things, and it's something that's it's definitely a work. It's definitely a workout to get there, and just the change of pace. The skill gap, I feel like, compared, is so different. It's just so crazy.
I totally agree, but what I think is brands tend to have their eye more on Instagram. So the day I hit 10K was the day that Disney got in touch and were like, sent us all that stuff last year. So
that was cool.
It was cool, but I do know they're starting to turn their attention more to TikTok as well, because Disney Plus now has a TikTok account, so they know what's going on and they're giving it attention. But look, listen, guys, we have ran over what we usually would. I'm not going to pull the plug, but as we start to wrap up, if there's any questions you have,
if you have any questions, put them in the chat.
Put them in the chat, and we'll start to kind of wrap up. But
I'll answer anything.
But yeah, big year for you, but what's kind of your immediate focus? Like, what are you looking to do in the next couple of weeks, next couple of like months?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay, don't tell
joke. No, but I really want to start cranking out. I did just do a YouTube collection tour video, which is doing somewhat good because I haven't advertised it on my TikTok yet. I plan on making that video probably later today. Be like, hey, because I get asked all the time, well, let me see the collection. Where's your collection video? I'm making it. Are you cool? Yeah, no, depends. Yes,
cool.
Maybe. Thank you, Opie. I like to think I'm cool, but not in the way that's like douchey. I just have a cool collection, man. I got a cool Swag Yoda, which wasn't built in a day. It took a long time for me to get to this point, and a lot of money. Too much money.
We don't talk about the money.
We don't talk about the money. What money? I don't even know what you're talking about. But I definitely want to like expand my YouTube and like, just expand my variety of content. And then also hopefully not too soon, but by at least the end of this year is to have some merch. I think it just, and not like, you know, Cool Guy Dom on a t-shirt. I want to make fun Lego merch for Lego fans. The first like thing that comes to mind is Swag Yoda. I want to get Swag Yoda on a t-shirt in a way that Lego won't sue me. Dom, can you review more Ninjago sets in the future? Absolutely. That too. I want to start branching off into other themes. Maybe like buy a random set from one theme, take a look at it, and give my thoughts on it. Like, because
I've never big Bionicle following, and you're Mr. Bionicle.
Apparently, I am Mr. Bionicle. I don't even know. Like, there are How'd that happen? How did I become Mr. Bionicle? I don't even remember like trying to get that title. I just have Bionicle sets. How does it feel to know that you both will never be as cool as? I've come to accept it at this point. It's just the way of life. He's on another level, another plane of existence, and it just.
Well, yes, you can see him. He's right up there.
He's right up there.
Yeah, and he's on level up there, all the way up there.
There he is. He's up there. But no, I definitely want to make some cool Lego merch. Not in like the style of the Target stuff, which you guys don't have Target, do you?
No.
That sucks.
No, we didn't get any of that stuff. No.
That sucks. That's so not cool. That's lame. And Lego, shame on you. Shame on you.
We're kind of used to it here, Dom, because
you guys don't get a lot of stuff.
We didn't get the whole Lego set of Julon, the Bespin Jewel set.
Yeah, that was horrible.
We do get the magazines.
Very lucky. You guys get the magazines, which recently I ended up getting like 9 or 10 of these Ninjago foil packs.
Okay.
For a fairly good price. So I was like, these are cool. And like, but it would be cool if we got the magazines. The magazines would be amazing. But in terms of like, I do feel like there is a huge, like, I mean, there's Ireland, but we don't talk about Ireland. That's a whole nother tragical story.
Well, funny enough, Cy O'Connor is my guest next week.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is awesome. He's a good guy, Cy.
He is very nice. The magazines are cool. We would love that in the States, but I don't know why don't we get magazines, and why don't you guys get the Bestman Duel and some of the other exclusive sets? It doesn't make sense to me.
No, it's a weird one. Like
you guys got No Way Home 2 days early, so it's all good. So Darth Walker, he says, that's a good comparison. But I mean, that's only
you got Venom. It wasn't the same, was it?
Venom was okay.
It was all right.
It was all right. It was okay.
Yeah,
it was okay.
But
but the magazines would have been great, especially like growing up, like as a kid. Oh my god, growing up, wasn't the most fortunate when it came to like Lego sets or big Lego sets. Small things here every now and then, a big set once a year for Christmas or a birthday. So the magazines being $5 or less than that would have been great growing up, and would be great for so many other kids, because it feels like kids have a harder time getting into Lego.
Yeah,
because they're so glued to their mom's iPhone, which, I mean, it just doesn't feel like kids should be kids.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree. They're so fun. Like, I love the others aren't as good. The Star Wars one is definitely peak of them all. Like the Lego Star Wars stories that they tell inside are so peak. Like
they look really good. They look fun.
So funny.
I mean,
they're just funny.
I'll even know this because I was doing research on a set, potentially buy it. But apparently in Watto's Junkyard from 2001, there's a comic book in the back of it. No words, just pictures, and besides a few like sound effects, like and then like a bunch of R's. The art style is amazing. I really need to buy this set. I wish I bought it to show it. I might get it. We're still working out a deal. But there was a little comic book about, like, it involved the set, and like throughout the little pages, the set would get rebuilt, and it could also kind of show you how to rebuild the set like how it was in the comic. And it basically goes on an adventure like Watto and this other pod racer has to get to point A to point B, and they just have a lot of problems. And they build like a speed. It starts off with pod racers that gets blown up. They turn into a plane that gets blown up, and they go back into a speeder. It's just funny. There's a lot of goofs and gaffs. It's Lego Watto, which is, I feel like, the most underrated Lego character. He's funny because it's Watto and he's Lego. It's amazing.
He is a fantastic character.
He's.
We know Joe loves him because Joe has his replica. Have you seen
awesome.
Joe, Star Wars guy?
Can't say I have.
Well, there you go. Tag him in a Joe.
Tag me in a video. Tag me in a video, or DM me on IG.
So yeah, speaking of which, that was a nice little feed in. So guys, if you're not already, I'm sure you all are, but if you're not already, Dom's Beacons is in the description below.
Oh,
Be
thank
sure to check him out. It's got
Yes.
all of his links in there, and go and check him out, especially on Instagram, because I'm sure you're all following him on TikTok already, but especially on Instagram and YouTube.
And YouTube.
Because we very well might be getting that Falcon build soon.
Yes. Once I get a shelf and a stand, I'm gonna start doing the live builds, and I'm like, "Hey, yo, let's build this Falcon." I'm excited.
Let's get it built.
It's the biggest set. I mean, the biggest set that I've built is Assembly Square, and it's just 4,000 pieces. And I say
Only
it's just
4.
4,000. It's only 4,000 pieces, but it's just a lot of smaller pieces. That's why. I mean, fun set, by the way. If you ever get into modular buildings, you definitely got to pick up that one.
Do you Twitch?
Twitch? I don't really. I have a Twitch. It's in my leak. It's in my beacon. But I haven't been active on there in like 4 months because there's no games to play. I plan on playing Lego Star Wars, Skywalker Saga.
Yeah.
But that's been delayed. I mean,
we'll be playing it with our grandchildren by the time that's released.
Yeah, we'll be playing with our grandchildren. I mean, apparently reviews are being put out, which means the game's done. It's just in it's in its final stages for now. We'll see with that. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on. This was so much fun. I'm glad I got to get on the Opie-Verse. So it's long overdue. But this was a lot of fun.
It is indeed. And moving forward, my plan this year is I will be doing kind of a couple of these every couple of weeks. But then once a month or so, I will do like a group one. So get people on and talk about topics and stuff.
I'd love to.
Great to have you back on with some of our friends.
I would greatly come back on.
Talk random stuff. But no, man, it's been certainly long overdue.
Yes.
Pleasure and an honor to have you on.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing what this year has in store. Look forward to being part of it and seeing you around. But
likewise, same to you, man.
To everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for being your very active selves and noisy selves. That's what we kind of like in the comments, in the chat. And from my perspective, I think I'm going to go live on TikTok. I haven't done that in a while. On Tuesday evening. Dom, what do you think? Do I build the Infinity Gauntlet or do I build the Carnage head?
Gauntlet. Build the Gauntlet. That's one set that I want to pick up before it retires fairly soon, is because I keep forgetting that it exists.
I thought you had it for some reason. I did think you had it. But yeah, it was a Christmas gift from me. Both were a Christmas gift. I think I'll keep the Carnage because I don't have Venom's head. So I'll get those together and I'll build one on a Tuesday, one on a Thursday. We'll do that.
Yeah, that seems
live build
that seems like a good idea.
But thank you all. Have a pleasant rest of your evening, rest of your day if you're stateside. And we'll see you all again very soon. Say goodbye, guys.